Hey, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Erika Bell. I am a home organizer and I'm so glad you are here. Here are 7 signs you have too many things. Let me just say, I am not the thing police. I have never walked into a client's home and said, get rid of all your things. That is not what I am here to do. But I do want you to kind of evaluate how you're living, especially if you're here on my channel, you're probably wanting to declutter, organize, live a more organized lifestyle, have a more organized home. So this is just me helping you, okay? No judging, nothing like that. I'm not saying that you should become a minimalist. Never have I said that, nor ever will I. But our things hold weight. I have said this before. They carry a weight, okay? And you can feel that heaviness. If you have a lot of clutter in your home, you know it is weighing you down. So I just want you to think about your own life as you go through these things. I don't want it to be like an infomercial where I'm saying like, have you had a headache once in the past 6 years? Then you probably have this. You know, this is just to kind of take a little pulse, a little temperature check on your home, your things, and maybe if they're getting out of hand, then we can work on it, right? So figuring it out, finding that out is step 1, like admitting you have a problem, right? And again, I'm not saying you have a problem if you have a lot of things. We have all fallen into this, and some in more areas of our house than others. Maybe it's clothes, you know, maybe it's electronics, maybe it's things in your garage. So again, take all this with a grain of salt, right? Here to help. I'm here to help. Number 1 is that you can't find things. Plain and simple. So often clients, I think, maybe are hesitant to hire someone like a professional organizer because they think it's going to cost them a lot of money. But what they then find out is because we declutter, purge things, go through their home, create new systems, organize their space, they're actually saving money because they're no longer searching for those things that they've bought already that they can't find, right? So, you know, you're kind of saving money. So you can't find things. And that just may be too that you don't have good systems in place, but it may also be that you have too many things. Number 2 is you have the same things in multiple places. Clothing is another great example of this. Do you have clothes in your closet, the guest closet, your linen closet, the underneath your cabinet, you know, in your dog's stuff, like whatever it is? You may have too many things then. Your home is giving you spaces that you like parameters, right? That you kind of have to stay within. So if you can't handle those parameters, then we have to kind of look at things. And the thing with having all of these items, if you love and use every single piece, then that is different. But what I've really never found that, okay? When I walk into either a area in my own home or in a client's home where there's excess, it's not that they are enjoying every single thing. And you know that even, I'll continue with a closet example. I have lots of things in my closet I do not wear anymore. And listen, do as I say, not as I do, right? I need to go through though and purge some of that. I have not. And whether it's, I'm gonna wear it later or whatever the case may be, I have really felt lately like I need to get rid of a lot of this stuff because I go to similar pieces often, right? And actually, I think I'm going to get to that in a minute. Okay, well, number 3, I've kind of already touched on this. You don't use what you have, okay? You don't use everything that you have. Then you probably have too much. If you're not using it, my perfect thing that I always like to say is, would someone else appreciate this more than I do? And if the answer is yes, then it's easier for me to donate or sell or whatever. Think about that. Okay, number 4, you have multiple similar items, but you maybe only use one of them or 2 of them. That is the perfect example with clothes too. You have multiple t-shirts, you only wear 2 of them. You know, it's the same thing. You have 16 V-necks and you wear the same 2 all the time. You don't need those other 14 then, probably, okay? Just food for thought, just food for thought. Another example would be, say with toys, kids' toys. They have my son has multiple cars, trucks, things that go. He plays with the same ones over and over again. So therefore, I need to go through and probably maybe give some to his school or donate some. Again, I know that with kids, it's hard because you're like, well, maybe they'll play with it, and maybe he will. But is the cost of holding on to it really worth it? So I have all this like clutter around my home, or have to find bigger baskets to store things, or whatever it may be. It's probably not worth it. So you just have to weigh that out. Number 5 is you suffer from analysis paralysis. I'm going back to the clothing. You walk in and you're like, I don't know what to wear. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do here. Bye. That is one of the reasons why Steve Jobs wore the same thing every day, because he didn't want to waste any brain space figuring that out. And it's really such a brilliant thing. But that's the same thing with anything else. So say you have a ton of cleaning supplies. You're like, okay, I don't really know what to use. I've got this broom and I've got that broom and I've got this mop and this mop does this. So then you don't do any of it. You don't know what to use. You don't do any of it. Nothing gets cleaned, right? It's so easy to get overwhelmed when we have a larger number of things. I say this all the time to my husband. We'll go into like a convenience store or any kind of like supermarket. I'm like, there's just too many options. While I am grateful that I have options for things, it becomes so overwhelming to me. I don't even know how to explain it. It gives me such anxiety. I get so overwhelmed. I don't want to have to pick from 13,000 different types of toilet paper, right? Give me 3 and I'll make a decision. So it's the same thing with your own items. If you are looking at certain categories and you're like, I don't know which one to use, I don't know. If you're feeling like this, maybe try to size down. Okay, number 6, again, I've kind of touched on this too, but you feel overwhelmed, whether it's you're overwhelmed by making a decision where things are, you can't find things, any bit of this, or just the sheer looking at your items, you feel overwhelmed. Any which way, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you probably have too much stuff. Just think on it, okay? And the final thing, number 7, is that maybe your parents, your spouse, your partner, your kids, your roommate, your dog, your cat, they think it's a problem, okay? And I'm not saying this because they, everything that other people's opinions are more beneficial or more important than your own. That's not what I'm saying. But if people have said it's probably a problem for you, to evaluate it, right? You don't have to live your life for someone else, but they're probably saying it or addressing it out of concern and out of love. And so you want to kind of be aware of that and maybe take that into consideration. So I hope these have helped you. Please, as always, chat with me in the comments. I want to hear from you. If you struggle with this, kind of having too many things, I'm here for you. I want to help you. Please subscribe so you never miss a video like this. If you have any ideas for things you'd want me to talk about, let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you.